All right, this is kind of a little bit, I'm not going to call this part 5 of the script because it's not another section of the script. It really just is kind of an overall, this is material that could be used at any part in the script. How about I say that? And it's objection handling. What am I talking about with objection handling? Basically, someone's going to say, yes, but no. No, I'm saying no. I'm not going to buy your program because of X, Y, and Z. They're going to give you an objection, or maybe it's not necessarily an objection. It's just something that they don't like, and I need language to combat that. Now, on the current script, let me see how many objections I got on here that we can walk through. I've got a dozen or so, and we'll cover a bunch of this language. And I'm just on this one, I'm kind of going to rip straight through it, and I'll tell you why. We're just going to move quick. Okay, we're going to move quick because there's a lot of material to cover. So, first objection. Someone might say, I get that I need a solution. I totally understand that. But why link selling? Like, why would I buy from you? The format of this section is there will be a question, and then I'll have language underneath there that you can use, and sometimes there's multiple answers to the same question. That's essentially it. Okay, so what you could say then at that point is, to be honest, you don't have to join our program. My number one goal with our time is to make sure you have an effective plan to solve your problem. That is true. Remember that? Look at that. My number one goal. We got to believe this, folks. If we don't believe this, if we think our number one goal is to sell rocket launch, we're going to fall flat on our face. But I will say this, link selling has trained over 500,000 professionals in our lead gen systems, and over 12,000 businesses have joined our programs. We've been on the Inc. 5000 3 years in a row now, a feat that's only achieved by 15% of the fastest growing privately held companies today. I don't tell you about these stats and accolades to impress you, but just rather to show you that we're the innovators, not the imitators in this area. Pretty much every competitor of ours, and there's more that are just popping up every single day. Pretty much every competitor of ours we run into has simply just seen our webinars and tried to create some sort of competing business, and most of them just pale in comparison. None of our work is outsourced overseas, okay? All of our account managers are housed in our home office in St. Louis, Missouri, or our sister office in York, Pennsylvania. Should be a comma there. Stickler for details. We've got over 50 professionals in our team, and we've been doing this for more than 8 years. The long and short of it is we would not have grown like this if we had not delivered for our clients. We would not have grown like this if we did not deliver for our clients over all these years. Essentially, we're basically just saying, hey, whatever competitor, if you're going to look at a competitor, they're going to pale in comparison to our accolades. And we'll cover later, there's some material you can send to back this up. There's proof of this. There's proof of this stuff here that they can see to trust us. One thing that's good is that most of the people you talk to, they've been on our list in some way, shape, or form for a while. Okay. So anyways, that's one example. Okay. So that could be an objection. Number 2, this is a real common objection, which is a money objection. Whoops. We want that to be there. How do we get that there? Let's do it like this. Boom. And boom. Cool. Money objection. Or some sort of I'm a startup. I just don't have the money right now. Or I'm going to come back to you in 2 months when I get some clients on, or something like that. Okay. So one of the ways to solve it is to go back to the ROI calculation and basically just say, well, through the ROI calculation, you have an opportunity to add $200,000 to your bottom line revenue. And we're only talking about a $5,000 investment. You got to show them. If they're smart business person, you can't be insulting. They know that they've got to put in an investment to make money, right? This is not trying to be cliche of you got to spend money to make money, but they should see the value. If they don't see the value, there's something wrong. And I got to ask through good questioning. Like, where's the breakdown? Why they don't see this? Some of it could just straight up be fear, that they're using the money objection to just really say that they're scared. And everybody says the money objection. Here's the other thing to realize about this. And you've heard me talk about taking calls where people have said they don't have it, and then 5 minutes later they do have the money. Just because somebody says that they don't have the money doesn't mean that they don't have the money. Now, don't confuse that with there are people who just don't have the money, okay? But I've seen times where there are businesses who are multi-million-dollar businesses and they say they don't have the money, and that's not true. They just don't believe that this is the right solution, or we haven't done our job on the call. Okay, second thing is that you could get into a conversation where someone says, well, I didn't think it would cost that much. And I can go back to them and say, okay, well, how much did you think it would cost? And they might throw out some lowball figure like $300. And then I can say, well, correct me if I'm wrong, Bob, but I thought you said you were trying to solve a $100,000 problem. Have you solved $100,000 problems with a $300 solution in the past? Just showing the unrealisticness of this. It's like if they were really committed, right? Remember, in the script, everything I do, I do for fodder for later, right? For ammo for later. How committed are you to solving this problem? Where if they were really committed, then they would make the investment that's necessary. Now, they could come back and they could say something like, I thought it would be $3,000. Well, $3,000 and $5,000, there's not much of a difference there. And I might be able to bridge the gap through a two-pay, something like that. All right. So there we go. All right. Now, this is also kind of a money objection. I had already mentioned it, but I have it listed as my own separate objection, which is this. I can't do it now. I need to wait till I sign another client to pay for this. It's kind of circular thinking, which doesn't make sense. So you can respond with, well, if you don't mind me asking, I thought the problem you had was how to actually sign clients. That's the problem this program solves. If you had the ability to sign a client quickly to pay for this, why not just do more of what got you that client then instead of this program? And I'll show them that, yeah, that's right. I'm just, it's the same problem that I'll always have. And so they're going to have to step up and actually do something. Okay. All right, cool. So now let's get objection number 4 in here, which is this. Say somebody brings up how do I compare you to a competitor? This other person I know does exactly what you do for way less money. All right. How do we do that? Well, I got some language that borrows from this up here, but adds some other stuff into it. So yeah, I usually find that when people say a competitor of ours does exactly what we do, it ends up being similar to saying a Ford Fiesta dealer and a BMW dealer do the same thing because they both sell cars. Almost every competitor we come across is someone who's been involved in one of our trainings and decided to just try and imitate what we do. Those competitors just charge less money because their service is just generally of low quality. I mean, what do you want for your business? Do you want the Ford Fiesta or do you want the BMW? And I say, yeah, just those other competitors, they don't have a team of 50 experts working with them. They haven't been on the Inc. 5000 3 years in a row. They haven't trained over 500,000 business professionals and they haven't had 12,000 businesses under their programs. So we're really the innovators over here. We're not the imitators. And even though I don't know exactly who this competitor is, I can guarantee you that comparing what we do is kind of like comparing apples and oranges. Almost everyone we come across merely trains people on how to build and run this machine, and building it is so tough. That's why we're going to build you the machine and provide you lifetime access to the best training in the world on how to run it. Just no one provides this in a program for that price. And sometimes I'll see people who compare us to other LinkedIn marketing companies. Are we a LinkedIn marketing company? Yes, but we're really a B2B lead generation service provider and trainer. All right, so we can say we're not a LinkedIn marketing company. LinkedIn is just a tool we use to get to the job done. You wouldn't call a carpenter a hammer expert. I have more language. Around this. You wouldn't call a carpenter a hammer expert, would you? You would call him a carpenter, and the hammer is just a tool he uses to get the job done the same is with us. Or I should say, it's the same with us. It's the same with us. And that's language I can rely on for the, two different ways to approach the comparing to a competitor. Another thing to be aware of is if somebody tries to pass over a competitor. I've had people say, hey, I'm looking at a competitor of yours. It's like a branding agency for a video game company or something like that. Something that does something totally different. And then I get to take the person back to pain. Well, Bob, this person they just rebrand websites. That doesn't actually get you more leads. And if you remember, the main problem you said you have is this. Well, they don't do that. They don't solve that problem. We do. And again, you don't have to go with us. I just wouldn't recommend you go with them because they don't actually solve the problem you talked about. And that's how I can handle that. Okay. Next objection up. Here we go. Objection number 5. I tried something similar to you and it didn't work. What's different about you? And you can see there are times where people will ask different questions, but we have very similar language to other answers being used here. I usually find when people tried something similar to what we do that they're really trying to compare a Ford Fiesta and a BMW simply because they are both cars. Almost every you've seen this language. Okay? So that works there. Number 6. Let me see if I can actually get this to work like this. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Easier to do. I need a case study. What you could do is say, are you by a computer? I'll email you right now. You could try that. Also, you could let them know, well, we already sent it to you because there's case studies that are in the warm-up sequence. Here's another one relating to case studies. I need a case study from someone who's exactly like me. I can say, I can send you a case study, but most people make the mistake of thinking this is about their business, right? I'm talking to a prospect. The prospect thinks this is about their business. It's not. It's about their target market. The prospect shouldn't be asking, will this work for my business? They should be asking, will this work for my target market? It's completely different. Okay. If you can find your prospects on LinkedIn and other social media platforms, then our system's going to work for you. Get what the difference is? People think this is about themselves. It's about their prospects. All right. That's why, say, I want to see someone who drives a red car and is left-handed and was born on a Tuesday. What I really would be saying is, who do you target? Marketing agencies? Let me show you, or directors of marketing. Let me show you a case study of someone targeting directors of marketing. It's like, I don't care if our prospect and you are the same. What only matters is if your prospects are on LinkedIn. Okay. All right. Let's copy this next bit over. Number 8. More yawning theme for these videos. There's an error in there. And hold on, I'm seeing something else. Okay, good deal. Okay, so this is dealing with this different type of person. We're going to get into some more of this into some trainings where we're going to talk about assessing personality type or dealing with different personality types who show up on the phone. Because you'll notice certain patterns with people and there'll be certain playbooks that'll work for certain people. But sometimes you'll be trying to deliver this whole playbook, this whole script, and you'll just get, there's a lot of stuff in here, and you'll just get someone who just is like, hold on, Ben, just stop right there. Just tell me the price. I just need the price. And you're going to say, cool, I definitely don't mind discussing that. If you could help me out and tell me what it is you're looking for the price of, that would help me get you the right information. And I'm not trying to be cute. I'm being dead serious. We have a number of different tools and programs that range from $50 a month all the way up to $27,000 per year. We have 2 SaaS products. We have 2 done-for-you services. I just want to make sure I don't waste your time telling you all about things and offers that don't solve your problem you're trying to solve. Oh, by the way, just tell what is the problem you're trying to solve. And there we go. Now we get into pain, and I get that person talking. And if this person starts being so combative that they just won't let you move, I would just be like, yeah, it's $7,500. And we build, and they want more, and I'm like, it's $7,500 for us to build the machine, 70 and train you on how to run it ongoing. They're going to start doing more things and asking more questions. It's going to allow you to open up and ask more questions. And then you can go back to them and say, Bob, I get it. You got to let me ask some questions so I can learn about your business. I don't even know if you're a good fit or not. You don't know if I'm a good fit. Obviously, you're trying to determine that. I can't imagine that the only thing that determines if we're a good fit is how much it costs. We got to know what problem you're trying to solve, and you're going to want to know what's in the program. So why don't we start the problem first? I can use language like that. Okay, this is more money type objections. You might get people who you drop the price on them. They're going to say, I would never buy that for $7,500. Okay, cool. Why wouldn't you pay that much money for it? And I get them talking about why they only see a certain amount of value in it. And I listen to their problems that they have. And again, I can start kind of, pitching the ROI around why that $7,500 is appropriate. Or I ask them like, okay, cool. How much would you want to pay for it? They're either going to say something like $300. And in that sense, I can deliver a line like this. Or they're going to say $3,000. And I know that we're close. Okay. This is a cute line. If you ever need it, I would deliver it seriously. Whoops. Oh boy, I really ruined that. What an epic blunder on my part. There we go. What kind of guarantees do you have? I use this cute cliche line, but I rely on it. I say our program works 100% of the time for 100% of the people who do 100% of the work, meaning that if you're really not committed to this, it's not a really good situation for you. But our team is totally committed, and so we're going to put in the time. We want to work with the other people who are also totally committed. And so, I just never seen somebody not set this up in a way where it doesn't work for them. Usually what ends up happening is people just give up on it because they're lazy, which is the truth, Okay, this is the last one I actually have language for, and then I'm going to put some other things in here. But we're almost done with this objection section. I can't do this now, but I want to. I just can't spend money I don't have. So once I get some clients, I will come back to you. So then I say, like, finances aside, how much do you want to do this? Because I'm trying to see if they realistically, hold on, I got to take a drink real quick. Cool. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want to do this, finances aside? If they respond with a 7 or higher, I know that they're serious. I can ask them why not an 8 for one and get that out of them. But if they're saying that they don't have the money, I could ask this, say like, well, under the current situation, you can't do it. What would you need to change for you to do it? They can start giving me information and I can see whether we're close. If they were to say, well, I need to pay $100 a month on this and pay you for 50 months, I'd say there's just no way. That's just not an option. Not going to happen. I can do a 2-pay. It's not even worth bringing up that at that point if you're so far away, but you'll have to, then you're going to have to almost get to a place you say, like, this is one of the most important things in your business and your biggest pain. Why are you only willing to spend $100 a month on it? All right. So then they say, like, well, I have to sign 2 clients first. Then you deliver that line. Cool. I get, if you don't mind me asking, why don't you just do more of what you do to enroll those clients in the program? I'd rather you leave here with a plan to get more clients that didn't include rocket launch than to leave thinking rocket launch was the solution and you didn't get it. You know what you're saying? Like, I'm asking them, like, you don't have to buy rocket launch. You have, but I want you to solve your problem. But if you don't have another solution, I'd rather you leave with rocket launch and not miss out on the solution, especially with the $2,500 discount. Okay, so let's see here. Just know I have some other objections that I got to come up with responses for, and Just know that this section could grow organically. This is actually a different document than our rocket launch script. You see, like, this is training because we're breaking down the script. There's another document we use that's our master document for the script. And it can be organic and stuff is added to it all the time. But there we go. That's now we're to the end of the 4 sections and our objection handling. Keep an eye out for the next lesson, and we'll go from there.